when we talk about smart manufacturing, what actually is the first thing that comes into your mind?
I think automation, then some robotic arms,
automation, IoT, AI. Yeah, these are the common thing. Yeah. So why is this smart manufacturing so important?
Why? I think it's a way that changing how the people doing the work, and it can reduce the. I think it's most importantly is to increase the productivity and reduce the cost.
Yeah. If you want to know more about that, let's Sembang AIoT. Hello, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Cecily here.
Yeah, I'm 𝐷𝐿𝐴.
So welcome to watch our this live Sembang AIoT. Jom let's Sembang AIoT. Again, today is a Friday evening. Good evening, everyone. How are you today? So I hope everyone is well. Yeah. So in Malaysia, the weather is pretty hot, but then on and off there will be a shower, or very fast, a very heavy shower sometimes. So it can create some flood. Okay. So I don't know what are you doing, but anyway, this is our episode number 90. Yeah, 90. This Let's Sembang AIoT episode 90. Of course, we welcome any comment, any comment from you, and then if let's say we can have an interaction, that would be good. So up to this episode number 90, of course, we have gone through the 90 session and a live session. Of course, the last 10 session, what we want to do is we want to come back to this smart manufacturing again. Yeah. Why is it so that we want to come back to this topic is because, manufacturing is basically a backbone for most of our economy. What do you think, Adil?
Yeah, it's a producer.
Yeah, it's a producer. So it's a GDP, economy people talk about GDP, but of course, for people in terms of general economy, manufacturing create jobs. Whether or you need more people in the manufacturing sector or less people also affect the lifestyle of a community. So these are the key things that we want to bring up. A second reason why we want to do that is because all this while me and Jian-Yong under this AIoT mission, we have been putting up a lot of effort to drive this manufacturing. I think if you refer back to the past many sessions, we talked about that before many times. Yeah. So again, I think one of them is about this NIMP 2030, National Industrial Master Plan. That actually relates to smart tech hub on the manufacturing, and also the other one will be the net zero. Yeah. So I think these are the key drivers and also the key direction of policies that relate to our country. Not only Malaysia, the whole world, maybe the whole ASEAN country, because this year Malaysia is chairing the ASEAN, ASEAN chair, or PMX is chairing the ASEAN, in this for this ASEAN. So of course, let's talk about this smart manufacturing today. Okay, so can we have one of our this thing? So why I want to choose this one as a topic today? Actually, that relates to this smart manufacturing, past, present, and future. Yeah. So we want to talk about the past, and then we also would like to touch about the present moment, what we are having, and of course, so what are the future, in this sector of smart manufacturing or these industrial revolutions. So in order to talk about that part, we need to refer back to the very early days. We have this so-called in late 17 and towards the early 18th century, 18th century. So that is the industry 1.0 that we were talking about. Yeah. So industry 1.0, we talk about what are we talking about?
Machine.
Is of course it's related to machine, but it's more kind of steam power stuff. Yeah. So that is related to the source of energy that we are talking about. So a lot of this manual labor, mechanization in the textile industry. Why textile industry? That is very, very, very funny, right? Textile. So people maybe wearing and living well is a key priority at the time, but maybe a key focus during the time. Yeah. So people want to wear better, more they more fashionable, lifestyle, so that actually trigger that using the steam power. So coming to the industry 2.0 in this 18th century to late 1900, so that time we talk about electrification, that means electricity, the invent of this electricity, and also in the mass production, because I think during that time, after living well, that is before World War II. Before World War II. So during that time, everybody, especially the European side, the Western country, so these are the thing that electricity, the invention of this electricity and more devices being invented during that time that can drive more so-called what they call the machinery, and then mass production, in order to keep up to the demand, in the what they call in the society, during the time buying power getting better. So you need mass production at the back. So coming to the industry 3.0, so still we are talking about, sorry, the spelling mistake, not pace, pass, pass. So in the past, late 1900 and so on, before the war also, the industry 3.0 start to come in. Of course, it's come in a very slower pace, computer just being invented, you have a huge computer to drive things. Of course, coming to our end, I think I was born in 1960 something, so maybe you're 1980 something. So during the time already computerized thing, computers were quite regularly used in the daily life. So that is where computerization and automation has becoming very, very vital in that era. So of course, for during that time also, you can, if let's say you think back, if let's say some of you, let's say you are in the electrical business, or you are in this manufacturing, you can see most of the equipment are what is so-called is all the basic automation was done using a very relay type of concept. That one, I think 1950 something to 1960 something. Yeah. Relay, they used relay to combine all together to come up with some circuitry where this circuitry will be able to, to drive the automation, the logic. So that is before the PLC, the programmable logic controllers, is being invented. After the PLC came in, things turn out very fast already, because all of this relay is represented by a semiconductor ICs and so on, become a programming, to drive the whole thing. Yeah. So of course, at the end of the PLC also, you have inputs and outputs. Those are also relay, those are input. But then those are complicated logic already resolved, resolved within the logic circuitry plus a programming language. That is where that is a trigger of the industry 3.0. So that is still the past. That is still the past. So, okay, where are we now? What do you think? Okay, where are we now?
Where are we now? We suppose enter industrial 4.0.
Okay, already inside 4.0.
Yeah, but majority still at industrial 3.0.
Okay, majority is still in the industrial 3.0. Very true, very true. Along the way, when we visited many factories before, you can see a lot of things still very manual. So there are more digitalization, digital transformation, or so-called, mainly digital transformation need to take place first before you can go further for this autonomous. So by right now we are in a 4.0 lah. Of course, 4.0, we are already in the transition of going to 5.0, but yet you say many of us, or many of the manufacturing sector, they are still in 3.0, some of them 2.5. 2.5, very manual. Of course, there are reasons for it. Not all the manufacturing sector will be able to follow this kind of pace. Yeah, because if you are talking about, why is this so? Maybe we can discuss a little bit. Why are we in this era of digitalization 4.0, but there are still people that is still stuck there 2.5 and 3? Why is this?
First, maybe their machine, when they purchase their machine or they set up their machine, their machine only can support the technology up to the 2.5 or 3.0 only. And then when you want to enter the 4.0, of course, you need to invest more money to upgrade your machine to do this thing. And yeah, some of the factory owner, they're not willing to spend this kind of money. They're happy with what they have now. Then they will forever start there.
Yeah. So technically, I agree with you. This part I agree. But very importantly, actually, if you look at it more in depth, actually some of this IR4, actually they don't need that. Because their operation is to serve only, there are two parts. Only premium customer with a very low quantity. They don't even need mass production. So these are all manufacturing, but it's all very manual work. But the other sector is, like what you say, they are in between, don't know whether to bring this technology to help them, because the demand or the quantity they want to produce is somewhere moderate, So it's in the gray area whether they can do better, then they need that very much. But if let's say they stay like that, they are also okay. That kind of a situation that these people is in, So these are the areas where, of course, right now, actually for Malaysian government, we are pushing very much to this digitalization, to this smart tech up, things like that. But then, whether or not this set of people, they need that, so that is another question. So it actually dependent on the other side where, if let's say they have this kind of demand, they need to really produce more, they have to run the 2 shift, then they will really 4.0 will really help. That's why all the semiconductor sector, E&E, automotive, these are the people that I think 4.0 or even 5.0 will help very much in this area. So okay, let's see where are we right now. So we are in this industry 4.0. Let's say 4.0. What do you have in the 4.0? Of course, you have another thing to share later on. But 4.0 we are talking about. So it's actually fall under those design principle of 4.0 also. You need the IoT connectivity. So machine now is more connected. You need real-time data for predictive maintenance and so on. Yeah. So robotics, or cobots, or big data, cloud computing, those stuff. Because cloud computing basically, or big data, some decision making or more data driven thing can be driven by some of the maybe AI, machine learning stuff. Yeah. But right now, things has changed a little bit more, that they do not require that to be on the cloud also, it can be on the edge. Digital twin, I think that is a very new thing, Of course, right now, I don't know whether digital twin should be considered under 4.0 or 5.0. What do you think?
I think it should be under 4.0.
4.0, yeah. So it's quite not easy to get this implemented. Of course, for those Fortune 500 company, they can have this one anytime. And AI and machine learning, big data and cloud computing, these are all things that people want to have in this industry 4.0. This is our current era. So let's talk a little bit about the current era. What are the, if 4.0 stuff is being implemented in this factory, what are the outcomes that usually we can see? By right.
Right. I think first it should be you can get the real-time data where you can use the data to make a decision, and then in the end will affect your operational costs, and then reduce the waste. And some of them, it might reduce the manpower if you're using the AI to do some automation job.
Okay, so these are the area that at the end, the key word is more automated, or we call it autonomous, more autonomous. So when you talk about autonomous, you will use less people. Plus, when AI come in, will AI replace these people?
It will replace those people who don't know how to use the AI.
Replace all those people who don't know how to use the AI. So yeah, that is the thing. Maybe we come to this. So you see, at the end, we will have this one example. Tesla Gigafactory, is using AI, digital twin, and also robotics. I think digital twin is used there many times, because they have their big GPU. Elon Musk having a big GPU there, so they fully utilize the AI to run the thing. So that is one of the case where in this era of Industrial 4.0, that's where it's happening. So by the way, for those of you who just tuned in to this Jom Les Sembang AIoT, myself and 𝐷𝐸𝐿 is doing some Sembang Santai Sembang Santai about some of the technology thing. But we have an aim of doing this one from this industrial smart manufacturing from 1.0, smart manufacturing, past, present, and future. We are going to cover the whole series in maybe 10 sessions or something like that. So that is our aim to have us landing to our last several episodes about that. So thank you for watching. If let's say you have any comment at all, we do welcome all the comment from you. But if let's say you have any suggestion, do share with us also. Okay, we are going to talk about future. Before we talk about future, are we able to have our this QR code? So you see, we are doing this part as smart manufacturing. We also, me and 𝐷𝐸𝐿 also do training. We conduct some training for some of the industrial sector. So we have this so-called AI and IoT practical guide for SME. Practical guide for SME. This is a QR code that you can scan in to find out more about that. And how many of you want to attend this kind of training free of charge? How many of you want to have this kind of training free of charge? Of course, many of you want. Yeah, actually, it's no joke. No joke. It's actually a free of charge, but it's not funded by us. It's funded by the HRDC. They have this Rise Forward 2.0 that for SME only. So if you fall under the category, or your friend or your relative, who fall under this category, ask him to scan the QR code, and then we can talk to them more about this part. So, okay. So we are going to the future. Okay, this is the last part that we talk about the future. Can we have, so what are the future things that you want to share,
Okay, even if we enter into future, we still need to have the IoT and connectivity.
Right.
So you can see, imagine this is the future that you have. But it's for those industry that not really need to go into 5.0, this is the 4.0 industry that you're going to have in the future. So first, we still related to the IoT and the connectivity. We still have the IoT sensor, and then to help you collect the data, which is very useful for the predictive maintenance. And then at the same time, when all your devices are connected, you can get more insight on how your factory is actually working. Before this, some of the cases that we faced before is the machine has the HMI or have some tools to collect the data. But the way they collect the data is there's some SD card inside their machine. And then every week, their staff will go there, take out the SD card or plug in the USB to copy the data out. And then put into a computer. And then when you open it, the data is presented in the Excel form. And all the data is numerical data, and how we're going to convert it into something more presentable. And that's the time where they always complain, I collect a lot of data, but it's not useful at all. So when you're using the IoT technology, you can get the real-time data out, and then on the spot process in your PC, that will show you the real-time graph. Then you can see something through this thing.
Okay, so IoT connectivity is one of them. Yeah. So that part, I think we spoke about that many times. About this IoT. Of course, AI and machine learning is also equally important.
AI and machine learning is still in the industrial 5.0. And even in the future, it won't disappear. And then it will become more smarter and more autonomous in the future. Where now we can see the AI agent, and then I think recently the new one, they call it Manus or Manu.
Manus.
That one, they claim that it can automate a lot of tasks at the same time. So imagine if this thing help you to generate a report for you for your factory to calculate the OEE. You can automate, go into your database, and then generate the report for example, today you have the discussion, have a meeting with the maintenance department. Then the AI agent will retrieve the relevant data out from the database and generate the report for this kind of discussion. When you have the discussion with the sales and marketing, then the AI agent get the related data out and generate a report that is suitable for the sales and marketing discussion.
Okay, so if that is the case, the AI agent that will be a big breakthrough, breakthrough in the sense that not only data driven can be one of them, but it's a kind of a process autonomous, there are this kind of automation process, being taken care by the AI or the AI agent in this case. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this is a part of that.
Of course, for the digital twins, this one currently, if you want to implement it, is not something very cheap. It's very expensive to do this thing.
Yeah.
Because depends on up to what level you want to do. Whether you just want to have a digital twins for a single machine or for entire plant. So this depends on what you want to do. And usually what the digital twins do is create some sort of simulation for you to do testing. You can call it, it's something like a software simulation. But at the same time, you can input some real-time data into it, and then it will respond. So from there, you can predict how your machine behavior or how your entire factory process react to this kind of real-time data.
Yes. So digital twin, I think we spoke about digital twin before. The biggest digital twin projects that is right now ongoing is which one?
Forgot the name. It's related to the Earth.
It's related to Earth, right?
Yeah.
It's about digital twin of our Earth.
Yeah.
That means I actually virtually I have another Earth that I can simulate. What kind of possibility with climate change,
For the climate change.
people change, industrial change, carbon, production. You produce a lot of this carbon. How it changed the Earth? That is another set of digital twin. I think to me that is the biggest digital twin project that people. I heard this is driven by NVIDIA.
Yeah.
NVIDIA is at the back powering this. So same thing, but of course, digital twin. If we talk about manufacturing, for SMEs, actually you don't need to talk about that now. Fortune 500 company who have most advanced or most demanding or most highest market share. Yeah, so these people will be able to really benefit from this thing, because implementing this thing is not a cheap thing. Yeah. Okay, so let's come to this advanced robotic and cobots.
Yeah, of course, we hope that in the future it's not like this image where the robot is supervising a human doing the work.
That's humanoid already. Okay.
In fact, actually, what we hope is that the human can work together with a robot, and then the robot is assisting the human to do the job better.
Okay.
And for the robot, of course, I'm not very expert in the robot. That's what we hope.
But if you go to many of these automotive industry, robotics is using it very well everywhere, especially in this kind of welding process, because robotic can turn out to be much more efficient, bringing this welding point to do certain welding and with the high accuracy. That thing is, in fact, robotics is already happening in era 3.0. When it comes to 4.0, of course, it comes with more functionality like AI or more IoT stuff, being implemented. That make that more efficient.
The AGV, AMR, some of the example.
That is under 4.0. Okay, let's move on. Big data and computing or cloud computing also 4.0, but also it will be going to the 5.0, in the future as well. Yeah.
Because you have a lot of data, and then it's not very cost effective if you store it locally sometimes. Sometimes we store at the cloud, it's more effective. It's a more cost effective way to do it. And you don't need to worry on how to manage all your data. You don't need to think how to take care of it. So everything, there's some cloud service provider that will help you to manage it, how to secure it or store it for you.
So for this part, we have also we will develop some kind of platform that allow you to do on the cloud and also on the on-premise. But so far, when we interact with some of the stakeholder, they will say for data privacy, they want to be more on-prem kind of system. For those of you who who want most fastest efficiency, sometimes they say, oh, I just want to do this on the cloud. I just want to get the value out of it. That's it. The rest I don't care so much.
Sometimes you don't want to own the device. You just use the cloud computing. So you just pay when you need the service.
Okay. So that is a big data and cloud. Of course, it happened in the 4 and also coming to the 5. So that is the 5.0. Maybe we want to talk about a bit more about this 5.0.
So we expect in the Industrial 5.0, we'll have a hyper personalization where where the factory is able to mass production for some customized item. So you can easily customize the thing and then you can do it in a mass production very fast. Then secondly is the sustainable manufacturing. So we shouldn't rely on using the fossil fuel anymore. We should start using the solar energy, the wind power.
More renewable energy being used. That is also part of the net zero thing.
And then the next one is the human-centric automation. So this one is similar to the human AI collaboration things. So where human will not be replaced by the robot, but it will work together with the robot, with the AI.
Right.
And then the last one is something, we cannot say it's quite new, but it's not happening yet. It's the quantum computing. So it's a new way to solve the computing problem. So currently we still relying using the binary 1010 in the computer to do the calculation. But for the quantum computing, it's another way to solve the problem. Although it's not put into the practical world yet, it's still in theoretical phase. But we expect if this thing become real in the future, we can solve a lot of problems in a very short amount of time on it. Because the quantum computing has their own way to solve the problem in a very short time.
To me, quantum computer will not be any discrete 0 or 1. It can be 0 and it can be 1 at the same time. So interchangeable. So so that's why it can be very powerful. I don't know how much powerful. I think in this one of the government agency, MIMOS, just have recently launching this part. I didn't have a chance to see what are the work that's being used in this quantum computing. Of course, that is a future. So, but anyway, in this whole industry 5.0, the main core thing is still AI. Not AI. I mean, it is a kind of AI and human collaboration. So AI not supposed to replace people entirely. So a human factor is still the core of IR5, where that under that policy, sustainability is also one of them. That's why human and sustainability, both of them is become a core centric, where you take care of more people. AI is sitting together, working together with this set of a new industrial 5.0. So okay, that is all about this thing. But just before we close up, we want to maybe there's one question. Maybe I would like to just ask 𝐸𝐸𝐿 about this part. Which industrial revolution that you think is the most transformative in the whole process from 1.0 to currently 4 or 5 right now? Which one is most transformative?
I think for me, it should be Industrial 4.0.
Okay.
Because starting at the Industrial 4.0, this AI come in, where it automate or it make the things become autonomous. in the intelligent thing into it, into the machine. So this is for me, this is something that is very transformative.
Okay. So, but I have a slightly different view, on this part. But I think those what 𝐸𝐸𝐿𝐸 say is valid, very transformative. Actually, by right, we are living in a very abundance world. We are very lucky to live in this period of time. You know why? AI is coming to almost the max of what you can use right now. Of course, there are rooms to play, but AI has come up to be like, you see, ChatGPT, 3-4 years around that. Previously, we don't have that kind of luxury, correct?
Yeah.
So we are living in a very so-called abundance kind of world. But sometimes we still complain, why life is not good enough. But anyway, to me, I think the Industry 2.0 is also one of the very transformative one. Without the invention of the electricity, nothing you can do. Correct? No matter how this kind of electricity is not there, it's a source of energy. You don't have 4.0. You are not going to have 5.0 anyway. So that is something about that. Okay.
Yeah, of course, I also have a question for Mr. Lee.
Yeah.
So what will be the biggest game changer in the Industrial 5.0? Is the AI or the human AI collaboration or the sustainability?
I think AI definitely, to me, AI is definitely like what just now we have just mentioned, AI, especially Gen AI or agentic AI, that can be a big game changer for me. I think that can make things happen. So talking about that, you mentioned about Manus. In fact, today we want to share more about Manus actually, but we short of time. But then I hope maybe next week we are going to talk about Manus. How does this different from ChatGPT, and how does it different from this DeepSeek? Can we talk about that? Maybe take up some time to talk about this Manus, to share with you, and then maybe also you can come in to discuss more about that together with us. So I think as a closing, I think I would like to just summarize this way. Industry 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0 is a key fundamental for you to be present here, as 4.0, and then for you to be what they call more transformative, coming to the 5.0 era. That is the key thing that I would like to give a summary. But then AI and IoT stay valid. That's also why this our Sembang AIoT is also the key thing that we had selected 2 years ago. So I hope you enjoy this session, and then if you feel this this live relevant, do share, like, and subscribe. And thank you very much. We'll see you in another session. Bye bye.